Good day, sir. Good day, everyone. Last time we were assigned to choose a topic report about sport, and my group decided to choose badminton. I will be discussing this together with Geraldine Anza, Irene Langita, Amy Baryon, and Chin Lampidario. So first, let me define to you what is badminton. Badminton is a racket sport using rackets to hit a shuttlecock across the net. Although it may be played with larger teams, the most common forms of the game are singles wherein one player per side and doubles wherein two players per side only. Badminton is often played as a casual outdoor activity in a yard or on a beach, but formal games are played on a rectangular indoor court. My role is to discuss the history of badminton. Badminton is an ancient and popular game that is being played across the world. This game has different names and was popular in ancient times. In ancient years, a sport was played by people of Greece and Egypt, which was similar to badminton that we play today. The game was known as battledore, which is a bat or paddle and shuttlecock. In that game, two players hit the feather-made shuttlecock using small rackets. It is believed that badminton sport was originated in ancient civilization in Europe and Asia more than 2,000 years ago. In 1600s, people used to pass their time by playing battledore and shuttlecock in England and other European countries. It was in the mid-19th century a modern badminton was introduced in British India by British military officers. This was the time when net was introduced to the old battledore game. This game was very famous in the India town of Pune, and new game was given to the game Pune. In the year 1867, the rules of Pune were written. Later, people preferred to use wooden balls and in windy or rainy weather and again switched back to shuttlecock. The sport of Pune was eventually brought back home by the British officers and was played at the Duke of Beaufort's Gloucestershire residence in 1873. This residence was called Badminton House. This is where badminton gets its name from. In 1877, the Bath Badminton Club was established. This club introduced the first set of rules of badminton game. In 1934, the International Badminton Federation, or IBF, or Badminton World Federation, or BWF, was formed. 9 founder members of the federation belonged to England, Ireland, Wales, Holland, Denmark, Canada, New Zealand, Scotland, and France. In 1936, India joined the federation as an affiliate. In 1948, the first IBF tournament, example Thomas Cup, was held. It was also known as World Men's Tournament Championship. After that, many world events were held, including Uber Cup, or Women's Team, Sudirman Cup, Mixed Team, World Championships, individual events, World Junior Championship, as well as World Grand Prix finals. In 1966, the badminton game was initiated to the Commonwealth Game in Kingston, Jamaica. After the game becomes the part of the Commonwealth Games. In 1972, badminton was demonstrated at the Munich Olympic. After that, it became a new Olympic sport played in Barcelona in 1992. At that time, single and double events were introduced in the Olympic Games. In 1996, mixed doubles were introduced and played at Atlanta Olympic Games. After introducing badminton turned in 1992 at the Olympics, 5 countries won gold medals including China, Korea, Indonesia, Denmark, and England. In 1990s, para badminton started to become competed internationally, was the first World Championship in Amersfoort, Netherlands in 1998. In October 1, 2005, the IBF was relocated to Kuala Lumpur, and on September 24, 2006, after the extraordinary general meeting in Madrid, IBF decided to change the name to Badminton World Federation, or BWF. In the year 2009, BWF celebrated their 75th anniversary with a road book titled International Badminton, the first 75 years, written by many people including Eddie Chong, Noriko Takagi, Leiling Wei, and many more. BWF became recognized as an international organization by the International Paralympics Committee, or IPC. On the 7th of October 2014, Badminton selected for Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games sport for the first time. Recently, a variation of badminton is introduced in Germany, which is known as speed badminton or speedminton. This game is played without placing any net in the middle. Nowadays, it has become popular across the world. Air Badminton is a new development project designed in 2019 to create opportunity for people of all ages and the ability to play badminton anywhere.
Good day, everyone. This is Shini Belyaza Lampidario. Good day, sir. So today I'm going to discuss the mechanics of playing badminton singles. So it's like a strategies on how to win your game, on how to level up your game. Playing singles are very demanding because you have to run on a court all by yourself. So normally the serve starts slightly closer to the service line. When I say normally, it depends on the player. So there's some player that starts in the middle and some are close to the service line. So it really depends on your opponent, on the type of opponent you have. So when your opponent is shorter, then you have to keep maximizing all corners of the court. Because if you're taller, you are slightly faster in terms of the steps. And if you have a taller opponent, normally you may hit body shots or focus more on drops. Because if you're done, if you have a taller opponent, you may hit body shots or focus more on the drops. Because if you're long, it's hard for you to bend the arms. But again, it's a case-to-case basis. And some of these players work already on their weaknesses, and that weaknesses became their strength. What is important is getting your opponent out of the base so you have an open spot to attack. Now, with regards to the players who run really fast, a good strategy would be to put it back on the same spot. So, example, shot mo sa inaang spot and dasigid saya magdalagan. So, ibalik mo sa inang spot. Ang iyang bulig sina is nga ma-lessen ang energies ng imo opponent or finish the energy of your opponent. And if you're running, you also need to put a timing into it. Do not run back too fast. And of course, it's important to know where you place your shots. And when you do a left to your opponent, you can go one step leaning towards line. Towards straight line. And now, let's go to badminton scoring system. So, a match shall consist of the best of 3 games. A game shall be won by the side which first scores 21 points. The side winning a rally shall add a point to its score. If the score becomes 20 all, the side that gains 2 points lead first. So let's move on to the scoring system of badminton singles. So a match shall consist of the best of 3 games. So there should be a first, second, third. A game shall be won by the side which first score 21 points. The side winning a rally shall add a point to its score. If the score becomes 20 all, the side which gains 2 points lead first shall win the game. So if the score becomes 29 all, the side scoring the 30th point shall win the game. So there are some instances nga nagapatas ang hampang. So pareho sila be 29 ang score. So kung sino maka 30th, amo nang madaog sa game. The side winning a game shall serve first in the next game. So yes, that is the scoring system of badminton. Thank you for watching my video. God bless you all. So the equipment of badminton game. So whenever you want to play badminton or want to make your career in this, then it is necessary that you have to know about the important and needed badminton equipment. So in this article, we cover basic equipment required for a game of badminton. So first, we have badminton racket. So badminton rackets can be made from several types of materials. Depending on the material selection, this can result in different combinations of racket weight, balance points, and string tensions. So with so many different combinations, it will take time to decide which is most suited to your playing style. So instead of making purchases online, it is better to go to a badminton shop, ask for assistance, and select the racket that you feel comfortable with. So the second one is the shuttlecock. There are two types of shuttlecocks available in the market. So the plastic and the feathered shuttlecocks. So plastic shuttlecocks are far more durable compared to the feathered types which are commonly used. However, plastic shuttlecocks are only recommended for beginners who are just starting out. So if you are just to play badminton, you can use this shuttle, which is the plastic shuttlecock. This is because feathered shuttlecock are expensive and fray easily, especially if the wrong technique is used. Hence, plastic shuttlecocks are good for beginners to use for training. So plastic shuttlecocks tend to travel shorter distances as they are heavier. Hence, they are good for building strength as you make the transition to feathered shuttlecocks. So next we have badminton shoes. So to protect your heels, it would be wise to invest in a good pair of heel cups. So while they may be expensive, they are certainly worth it as they can save you from a lot of pain. Heel cups can also help to prolong the lifespan of your badminton shoes. So next we have badminton attire. For casual to non-competitive players, a comfortable pair of shorts and cotton or dry fit t-shirt is sufficient. So some players maybe want to equip themselves with hard grips, hand grips, wristbands, and ankle guards. So each of these items serves a purpose and might also add a color to the entire get-up. So when it comes to badminton equipment, select what is appropriate before turning your attention to aesthetics. So the last one is the net. A mesh net divides the badminton court into two sides. So badminton net is placed lower than a volleyball net at 5 feet and 1 inch on the sides and 5 feet high in the center. So the length of single player only is reaching 17 feet. So the net is 30 inches wide with a 3-inch white tape double the top. So
now let's tackle about the rules and regulations of the game badminton. The laws of badminton and competition regulations in the BWF or Badminton World Federation statutes provide the details on every aspect of the game of badminton. In almost every game or sports in the world, there are rules because rules is so important. Rules and regulations are needed to maintain order in the games, and badminton are no different. A badminton court has 2 lines that run vertically and 2 lines that run horizontally. In singles, the court is long and narrow, and thus we use the inner 2 vertical lines and the horizontal back lines.
Here are the rules and regulations of badminton singles. First, at the beginning of the game, the score must be 0-0. And when the server's score is even, the server serves from the right service court. So when the server's score is odd, the server serves from the left service court. Second rule is if the server wins a rally, the server scores a point and then serves again from the alternate service court. The third one is if the receiver wins a rally, the receiver scores a point and becomes the new server. They serve from the appropriate service court. Left if their score is odd and right if it is even. So if the players commit an error in the service court, the error is corrected when the mistake is discovered. That's all for the rules and regulations of badminton.
So now we're going to talk about the violations in the badminton game single. Do you know what faults you can commit in badminton? In a game as competitive like badminton, you as a player don't want to lose a point by making a violation or fault, right? So one thing that sometimes causes some problems on the badminton court is the matter of faults. So what is fault? Fault is a violation of the playing rules either in serving, receiving, or during play. There are 5 common badminton faults categorized as: first is the contact fault, second is the double hit, third over the net fault, fourth service fault, and the last is the service receiving fault. So we're going to discuss first what is contact fault. Making a contact with anything not part of the badminton racket is called for contact fault. So, there are 2 things that a player cannot touch while the rally is going on. First is the badminton net and second is the shuttlecock. In the badminton net, touching the net during rally is fault. So, if the player touches the net or the player's racket hits the net, it is a fault. On the shuttlecock, the shuttle can only hit by the racket, never the body or the clothes. The player can only hit the shuttlecock with his or her badminton racket only. So, if the player or any parts of the player's body or player's clothes has touched the shuttle, it is a fault. The second category is what we call double hits. Double hitting or touching the shuttle is not allowed at any time, especially if the rally is ongoing. It simply means that hitting the shuttlecock twice in a row is illegal and is considered a fault. So, if the player failed to hit the shuttlecock over to the side of the player's opponent and he or she hit the shuttlecock for the second time in vain, then definitely it is a double hits and a fault simultaneously. The third category is what we call over the net fault. Having the racket over the net while the rally is ongoing is a fault. If the shuttle has been hit by a player who presumes it will come over the net when it was not passing the net, it is said to be a fault. Both players are not allowed to hit the shuttlecock before it reaches or passes over the net to the side of their courts. If it happens that a player hit the shuttlecock before it passes over the net, then definitely it will call for net area fault or what we call over the net fault. So the shuttlecock must always pass over the net for the player to continue the point. The fourth category is what we call service fault. When serving in badminton game, there are plenty of important things or rules to keep in mind to avoid committing any fault or what we call the service fault. The first is badminton serve should always swing in an upward direction while the shuttlecock should be hit below the waist. The head of the racket is pointing in the downwards direction. The shuttle should be contacted at or below 1.5 meters from the surface of the ground, as per latest rule set by the BFW or the Badminton World Federation. Anything above or putting the head of the racket above is considered as fault. Second, when the player is serving, his or her both feet should have to be firmly planted, touched, or grounded on the ground or floor. It is okay to lift the nail slight up but still keeping the toes on the ground. Once the player lifts his or her foot upon contact of the serve, that is considered a fault. Also, dragging the feet while serving is called a service fault. Therefore, players have to stay grounded. Third, while serving, server can have a double action, meaning there is no pause in the racket swing while serving. Once the server racket swings, it has to be continuous and consistent in direction. Failure to follow results to a service fault. Fourth, the server must serve above the net and into the other or opposite side diagonally. If it doesn't land on the diagonally opposite service area, it is considered as fault. It means that the serve must travel above the net and land on the opponent's court. A server hits the shuttlecock to the alternate side of the opponent's court. If the server fails to do so, then it will be called a service fault. Fifth, any unnecessary delay in service can also be considered as a fault. Sixth, double touching the shuttle is not allowed. So therefore, there should only be one fluid movement when serving. Otherwise, the server will commit a fault. The seventh is, when serving, it is not allowed to step on the line. Next, the server can only hit the cock when serving. The ninth is, while serving, when the server missed the shuttlecock, it is a fault. So we're now on the last category, the service receiving fault. If players are at the receiving end of a service, player can still commit a fault. So these are few things to remember to avoid a fault. First is, the service receiver also can step on the line while receiving the service from the opponent. Second, the player who will receive the service should never move before the opponent has made the service. If the receiver even moves a single foot before the service, it will be called as fault. The third is, the receiver of the service should also avoid doing anything that may serve as a distraction to the server, such as making gestures. If the service receiver distracting the opponent in serving, it will be called as misconduct fault. Obscene gestures or languages is considered a fault. And that is all in the violations of the badminton game.